Charlie, Lonesome Charlie.
Charlie the Lonesome Cougar was released on October 18, 1967, as a notorious double feature for Disney's The Jungle Book. Directed by Winston Hibler, the film was part of Disney's Wonderful World of Color series at the time, and has since been widely forgotten about. Luckily for me, one night my father was at a bar and it just so happened to be on. He became enthralled with it. A few years later, he spotted this gem at a yard sale and bought it on VHS, thus I got to grow up with it. Revisiting it now as an adult, it is still insane, for many reasons. Our story follows Charlie, an orphaned cougar adopted by a local lumberjack. Set in the Pacific Northwest, Charlie must balance his domesticated life with his natural wildlife instincts. And man, is Charlie always up to no good. Look at him. There comes a point in the film where the audience asks themselves, what am I watching? At times it's a nature documentary. Other times it's a fictional narrative completely. There's this dog in the movie, Chainsaw, that Charlie gets into trouble with, and when it happens, it's clearly for the sake of the story. But Charlie also has a girlfriend in the movie. These two characters are naturally playing with each other, so what is this? Perhaps a French critic from the 1950s can help me out with this. André Bazin was notorious for his French New Wave write-ins. He argues that cinema's ethical power lies in its ability to present the ambiguity of reality, and that realism is grounded in the idea that cinema bears a relation to the world. In other words, capturing an objective reality. Charlie literally unties a ship from a rope, rides downstream on a log, causes a fire. It is clearly a fictional crafted story, not a complete objective reality, although it sure feels like it. The film uses multiple trained cougars, narration from Rex Allen, and music to guide our story. There is montage, a lot of montage. Bazin's most famous claim, montage guides the spectator. Even in standard nature documentaries, you can frame a story a certain way, utilizing these elements. Bazin died in 1958, thus never got to see Charlie the Lonesome Cougar, which sucks for him, because this world really would have rocked right in front of him. I mean, look at Charlie fight this raccoon. Yes, it's framed, but it's also quite natural. I don't believe the film can fall under any specific genre category. One could try to draw from the Air Bud films, but no. Never has a natural habitat felt so natural, but also fictional. In this story, Charlie goes on a little adventure, gets lost, hunts for food, and returns to the society where he causes absolute chaos. Don't worry, Charlie is, spoiler alert, rescued by his owner, who eventually feeds him by hopping into a cage secluded with the trained cougar, where he is then to be reunited with his mate, his girlfriend, I think. By Air Bud logic, after this film, we would have gotten cougar buddies. But no, Charlie the Lonesome Cougar is not that kind of film. It is a mature masterpiece that defies fiction genre traditions, which Disney has been accused of following for decades. It is an exception to all films, making it the greatest film ever made.
So long, Charlie, let his story end.